So this video is going to be an instructional on how to change the valve cover in a 2000 Honda Accord LX. It's a 2.3 liter 4-door, doesn't matter, but the main problem you're going to be having is you're going to have these lights on right here, these two at the top. This engine light right here is the one that's going to be flashing at you, because what's happening is, you know, like you're going down the road, you're driving and it's shaking on you. What's happening is this leaky valve cover right here is causing oil to get into where the spark plugs are, into the tubes, and it's causing a misfire. It's good to do like spark plug replacement, wires, and distributor cap probably every 50 to 100,000 miles. It's been 5 years for mine, so it's time. As you can tell, I've had to put oil and all kinds of stuff in here. So I'm going to also show you the stuff that you're going to need, because they won't always tell you at the parts store exactly what you need. So I'll show you that right now. Right over here on this. Alright, so what we're doing right here is I'm just showing you some of the parts that you're going to need, some of the stuff that you're going to need. The brake part cleaner is going to be for like cleaning around the valve cover whenever you take that off. So you're going to be careful with it and stuff, though. You're going to need a rag and stuff with this. They say to use like a plastic putty knife. Also, you could probably use a flathead screwdriver to clean any kind of gunk off. This is RTV sealant, so this is going to help you have a good seal and everything whenever you're putting it back on. They say that I guess you absolutely have to have this. Some people have had to start over without this stuff, so make sure you have it. This is some of the stuff that I didn't have whenever I bought the parts. I just got some gloves too. This is just a certain brand of valve cover gasket, so it should come with everything inside, everything that you're going to need to change it out. And this other stuff is for your tune-up. Basically, your tune-up is going to be your plugs. These are the iridium. They're better than the platinum ones that you can get, and for some reason they're cheaper, this brand ones. This is our distributor cap in here, and make sure you get this too, because this goes inside of it. Make sure that you get a good connection. Make sure you get a good connection on all your wires. That goes with it, even though it's separate, so make sure you get that. And these are your cables, spark plug cables. So all this, I don't know how long it's going to take, but also make sure you get some of this NEC's thread lubricant. It'll help you get those spark plugs in, and get them out easily next time you have to change them. And then the grease connector grease for your plug wires, I'm sorry. But you should only need a little bit of this. Those are like $1 a piece. But we're gonna get started, so be right back. Alright, so I'm taking off the wires that go to the distributor cap and to your spark plugs. I just loosened them, but you need to make sure that whenever you're putting these things back on, that they're in the right order, because they fire in a certain sequence. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll have a shorter cable for each. You know, it gets a little bit longer as it goes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause it. Right now we're just taking off the bolts to the valve cover. I'm hoping at this point that that these tubes are gonna lift whenever this valve cover comes off, because I don't think I have enough. I don't have a deep enough socket to get those spark plugs out. So we'll see. So this is with the valve cover off. You want to make sure you don't get any kind of stuff in there, but definitely want to make sure that you have a long enough socket to get down in there to change your spark plugs out, because at this point I don't. So. But this is the gasket right here. Goes around the valve cover. Each one of these. I'll be back in a bit.
I think already good to go.
Let's bring it over here. So this is our head gasket, the valve cover. That we're right here. We ran into some issues with these. We go in here, got them all cleaned out as you can see. But the problem was that the plastic got so hot that it kind of melted to the sides. So we were able to take a heat gun and kind of melt them and get them out. It was frustrating. Thought we were going to be stuck. We also have a valve cover gasket out and cleaned around that area. So we'll be back whenever we get to that point to putting this stuff on. So this is our valve cover now. Much better. And this is the inside. Of course, I'm not going to clean all that out, but we've got our new gasket in place. And we're ready to put it back on. I'm just getting this hose back into place. Usually you have to use some pliers for this, but I know pretty easy. So, as you can see, it's much cleaner. Also, check out the rest of the motor compared to it. Got our new plugs in. They're iridium plugs. They're supposed to be better than the platinum plugs. So, new valve cover, or excuse me, valve cover is not new. It's clean, but we got the new gasket in place. And one way of testing it is probably putting this old one on. Make sure I have everything. Yes, we're still good. Alright, so we'll be back.
Are we going to try our car?
We have basically completed the job, but we've got a clean valve cover. Really, you're supposed to be torquing these right here, these screws, but I was able to get them on pretty snug. The harder you drive, you know, the whatever, it'll tighten up some. But we've got our new gasket on there as well. I'm just cleaning a little bit of the silicone off of it. I used some RTV like I showed you earlier in the video. We've got our new distributor cap as well. New wires, iridium plugs inside. Just make sure everything goes back on the way it's supposed to. If you unclamp anything, clamp it back into place. Make sure your firing sequence is in the same way, direction it was before, else your car won't start up. It'll probably do some backfiring on you and stuff like that. Probably won't hurt it the first couple times, but it'll eventually damage it if you don't put it on there right. So we're done with the job. Like in the comments area, if you have any questions about anything that may have got skipped, because I'm here with two kiddos and one of them's filming me, one of them, and they're kind of running around in between that. We had to run back and forth to the parts store to make sure that we got the right thing. We had the wrong distributor cap, and we also had the wrong rotor for it on the inside. So, but we're good to go now.
Is that the road?
That should be it.